Field days just happened. And this kind of developed as a challenge between Roy Mecklenburg and Ron Smith and Bob Calloway. And Michigan State and Ohio State and Mississippi State were going to play it off to see who had the better students. And Mississippi State was chosen because it was in the South and we could do it in the spring. And I said, look, we ought to legitimize this and at least invite a couple of industry people here to act as judges. And so I got in touch with some people. I said, you think you can send a couple of people down here to serve as judges? And 18 industry people showed up at the first Alpha Field Day.
Well, I think the start of career days really got the situation started where industry and academia started to come together.
But I have never seen any event that interfaces industry and academia to the extent that this is. I mean, this is the best that I've ever seen.
Putting our school on the map, that's what Student Career Days has done for us, because we have exposure here that we never had before.
When I think of how this impacts the green industry, I can't help but think about my own company. In my company, we realize that buying trucks and buying equipment and all those types of things, that's not a problem. We can do that. But the most difficult aspect is finding people and finding good people. And this event helps to not only to help us to find those people, but also to help them to develop their skills and to grow. And so this event is really helping for us to build for the future, not only the industry, but also the individual companies and students involved.
Basically, myself and a student committee, about 12 students, had come up with the events. We had written to the forestry people. We basically stole most of our scoring, our methodology from forestry.
Student Career Days allows a faculty member to compare themselves to some extent.
And if we could go and do well, then that told me that our students were being prepared adequately to compete in the industry. And my typical attitude was that students needed to compete in a minimum of 3 events. Either one academic and 2 hands-on, or 2 hands-on and 1 academic. I made them break it up a little bit. And that way, if the students could do reasonably well that way, you could evaluate that they were getting a fairly well-rounded education.
There were 57 industry people here the second year. And it turned into a recruiting fair. And we literally ran out of space in the union. We commandeered every room that the placement center had, and I think Al Simpson was put in the ladies' room, and they had 3 desks in there, and they recruited.
But the exposure to the career fair and seeing the magnitude of the industry is really what lit their minds on the possibilities that they have for a career.
No matter where Student Career Days is held, that we are still going to have the best and the brightest students out there coming to the career fair.
A lot of students don't realize how big the industry is or the scope that the industry has. Through Student Career Days, we're able to talk to those presidents of companies and see exactly what they're doing and their hopes for the future, which in turn turn to be our hopes.
This career event is good for the participants at the time, but it's even better for the industry because it has a 30-year legacy at this point.
The educators are so passionate about our industry, and they see students on a continual basis, but they're the permanent portion of the colleges and universities that support our industry. And then from industry, there's also a wonderful passion.
It's helped me see people that are successful in the industry and see people that are passionate about what they do. It's allowed me to see my professors amongst their colleagues and see the respect that they've gained nationwide.
And it brings industry together, it brings academia together, it brings the students. I see all positive.
Walking into opening ceremonies was amazing to see that there were over 1,000 other people, whether it was students, professors, industry representatives, that wanted to do or were doing what I wanted to do.
Student Career Days was something I was looking for but didn't know that I was looking for it. this is the place to be, and if a student is interested in landscaping, when career days roll around, that's the only place they should be that weekend, because that is definitely where the action is.
It is the future of the green industry. Without this event, you're not going to have a focus on the educational aspect of what this industry needs.
Bob Calloway's vision for Student Career Days was phenomenal in the mid-'70s, and for him to be able to see it today, he would just shake his head. I can see him now. He would really just shake his head and he would say, I never dreamed it would come to this.